What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American here today to react and learn about Eurovision. This is a word I have heard from time to time. I never really knew what it was, but apparently it's a singing competition, a very, very big, important singing competition. I feel like me and other Americans, just don't have any clue what this is, but it's this huge worldwide phenomenon that America just didn't get the invite to. I guess I'm not upset or anything, but yeah, in all seriousness, it's in the name, Eurovision. So it's this singing contest between European countries that's just amazing and spectacular. And I finally was like, I keep hearing this word. I gotta know what this is. How does this thing work? When did this start? What's the competition like? Who are the winners? Anything I can learn about Eurovision, I want to know. I want to find out. So we have this video here today explaining to me, little American me who has no idea what's going on here, what this is all about. And I just think this is going to be fascinating. So with that being said, let's take a look.
What is Eurovision? Well, first of all, specifically, it's the Eurovision Song Contest. Eurovision is actually the name of the network in Switzerland that kind of started the whole thing. Second of all, in the shortest way I can summarize it, it's like the longest running, most watched singing competition in the world, held in May with finals sometimes lasting up to 4 hours.
Wait, this is what shocks me a little bit. Like, this isn't some obscure little contest that happens every so often. This is like apparently an enormously big deal that basically the rest of the planet is in on, and America has no idea what's going on. I had just started to hear this kind of recently here and there, this word, and I was like, what is this? So it's almost comical to me how like popular and important this is. Yet Americans have never heard of this. The most watched singing competition. Americans like singing competitions, by the way. Like, we have a lot of American singing competitions. America's Got Talent, The Voice, lots of other stuff. Like, this is you'd think this would be right up our alley, but you know how we get if we're not included. We're just like, I didn't want to be part of it anyway. Psh, your little contest when.
Second of all, in the shortest way I can summarize it, it's like the longest running, most watched singing competition in the world, held in May with finals sometimes lasting up to 4 hours.
Held in May. That means it's happening very soon, actually. It's the end of April right now.
It involves mostly all of the countries in Europe and a few that aren't even in it as well. Literally every country in Europe except for Liechtenstein and, no surprise, Vatican City has competed at least once in the competition.
Wait, it's basically every country in Europe and some not in Europe. You could toss America an invite if you want. I mean, you don't have to, but I don't know if that would make sense. It's the name is literally Eurovision, so.
Can you imagine a Vatican priest competing in the competition? Who knows, maybe one day. I mean, Europe is pretty surprising. So how did it all begin? Yeah. Basically, back in the 1950s, Europe had to figure out a way to make everybody cool with each other after World War II. So, no shocker, Europe's little rational psychiatrist Switzerland was like, hey, everyone likes music, so let's do a friendly little singing competition amongst each other to appease the masses.
Switzerland! You can always count on good old Switzerland. Always kind of neutral and whatnot. Famous for that. What a description of the reasoning. The World War was ending. How do we get everyone to kind of get along again after waging war? Oh, singing contest. Perfect.
And it worked! Switzerland, the most neutral of all nations, hosted the first competition in Lugano with 7 countries. And no surprise, Switzerland, the most neutral competitor, won the first competition. Since then, it's been going on literally for over 60 years. Slowly over time, new countries joined in. After the fall of the Soviet Union and Yugoslavia, tons of new countries wanted in. And now...
Wow, this thing has been going on for a long time. Like a very long time. It kind of makes sense that it had to be Switzerland. Like someone truly neutral to make this work. That actually makes sense to me.
Now over 40 are taking part. Basically, each country's...
Over 40 countries.
Yugoslavia, tons of new countries wanted in, and now over 40 are taking part. Wow. Basically, each country submits an original song and a singer or group to perform for the grand prize. On the surface...
Oh. That's interesting. That's actually really cool. You're supposed to submit an original song, probably like very much influenced by your nation's culture. That's actually awesome. That'd be fascinating. Like, why don't they even broadcast this in America? Maybe they do somewhere. I've never seen it. I find it hard to believe that they broadcast it very, very widely in America, but I think Americans would find this fascinating. Original songs from countries all over the world.
It seems kind of fun, but underneath the whole deal, it's like this whole systematically complex, formulated competition. It involves a lot of math, politics, and strategy. And by strategy, I mean this.
I just gotta say, listening to the rules here, that is interesting because it's like, how do you judge a song like based on a scoring system? So this does seem like it could get a bit political. It's like, I don't know, whenever you're judging stuff that's kind of subjective, like a song or lyrics and like how good the melody is or in the dancing, and I could see that being very controversial almost. I'm oh my gosh.
The rules are always changing because they always find new problems, but for one, you get 3 minutes to sing and you can choose whatever language you want. However, recently a lot of people have just chosen to sing in English. Belgium once trolled everybody by singing in a fake language twice.
What?
And for some reason...
Wait, what? Oh my, this is like so much more like entertaining than I ever could have imagined. You got people who are trolling at this thing. A lot of people singing in English. Is that just because they want it to have like more of a worldwide appeal or something? That's almost kind of like sad to me. Like that, you'd think singing in your the language of your country would almost make it a little more interesting.
Reason Norway once sang in Swahili. Now, because they are the biggest financial contributors, there are 5 countries that automatically qualify for the final every year. They are France, Germany, Spain, the UK, and Italy. Now, you might think because these countries automatically qualify, that might be unfair. So to make up for it, these countries usually send in singers that like deliberately suck so they can kind of make up for the advantage.
What? Wait, what? This is... I also like how he's presenting this. It's kind of funny. Funny how nonchalant it all is with all these interesting rules. 5 countries automatically make the final because they contribute a lot of the money. That's funny. Including the UK, by the way.
Usually send in singers that like deliberately suck so they can kind of make up for the advantage. Mustache. It's a song about mustache. Mustache. These set pieces are amazing. The crowd is humongous. This is such an event. Like, there's so much effort and, like, I don't know, excitement being generated by this. Like, I feel like Americans are really missing out. Like, it's okay if we don't get to compete, whatever. But, like, this, I don't even get to see any of this. I guess you could, if you really tried, you could obviously find somewhere to stream this. There's probably clips on YouTube as well. I want to have a mustache. Oh, I got a pop up here. One sec. This is hilarious. And also, just like, this is just pure entertainment. How different everyone's, like, songs and basically musical acts. Because now I see it's not just a singing contest. There's like a whole performance aspect of it. Now, how do you win? Well, in order to win, you have to get the points, which happens through voting. The voting system has changed throughout the years. At first, there was a single jury that voted. Then there was a jury in every competing nation that gave a point system between 1 to 8, 10, and 12 points to their favorite performers. Then in 1997, they experimented with the first call-in televoting system.
I was gonna say, like, when he mentioned voting for the winner, you can have judges, but They could let like the world decide by voting online or something.
Then that got messy because politics. So in 2016, they brought back the juries and fused the two together so each got a 50-50 say in the point system. Basically, the rule is you can't vote for your own country, but you can give points to other countries. This is where politics usually comes in and why the televoting system got kind of messy. You can really get a sense of who the real friends are. Like the Nordic countries always support each other. The Slavic countries, Greece and Cyprus always give each other like the highest points.
Yeah, I guess that kind of thing is just unavoidable with everything in life. People from different countries, you can't vote for yourself, which I like, but there's still going to be bias about what other countries you vote for. Kind of unavoidable.
And so on. So that's why they had to bring the jury system back to balance things out. To this day, Ireland has the most wins at 7, Sweden comes in next at 6, France and Luxembourg and the UK each have 5, the Netherlands has 4, Denmark, Israel, and Norway have 3, and Austria, Germany, Italy, Spain, Switzerland, and the Ukraine each have 2. Otherwise, when it comes to performances, pretty much anything goes. You can wear wacky costumes, use silly props, you can incorporate elements that illustrate your nation's culture or heritage, you can run around in a hamster wheel.
I love it. I love this show. I've never even seen a full episode of this, and I love it.
You don't even have to use performers that are from your country. I mean, Celine Dion won in the 80s. She competed for Switzerland, and she's from Canada. You can take the competition seriously, or you can make a complete fool of yourself. And that's kind of the other thing that needs to be addressed. Apparently, from what I've been told, many of the countries that compete in Eurovision don't even want to win Eurovision.
What?
As in, they deliberately suck so that they can lose. Now, why would you want...
Deliberately... People are entering this thing, countries, and deliberately losing with bad performances. I can't wait to hear what the reasoning is behind that.
Want to lose Eurovision? Because according to the rules, the winning country of Eurovision has to host the next Eurovision. Hosting a Eurovision is like hosting a little mini Olympics. It costs a lot of money and taxes to accommodate such a huge event that gets bigger and bigger every year.
That is hilarious. And kinda, man, you'd think they could do it like the Olympics where people can like volunteer to host it, but then maybe no one would want to volunteer to host this thing. The Olympics does cost a ton of money to be a host of the Olympics, and Eurovision is obviously a lot smaller, but it's every year. That is so funny. How, countries are like losing on purpose because they don't want to go through the trouble of hosting this thing.
And this is where the infamous troll contestants come in. Every year there are so many with like over-the-top, campy, horribly constructed performances. And it's one of the biggest appeals to watching Eurovision.
Yeah, seriously, like that. Oh my gosh. I feel like Americans would love this.
Everybody wants to see the trolls, and it's almost like there's an art to it.
Yeah.
Typically, you can tell if it's a troll if the song is either about partying, dancing, or having fun. Usually played to a very poppy techno EDM track, usually accompanied by over-the-top flashy costumes and props or bad dancing. From what I've seen, Latvia and Lithuania seem to be really good at this. Like Latvia once dressed up as pirates.
What on earth? Oh my gosh, you just from my point of view, never having understood any of this, learning about the trolls and the funny costumes and the deliberately bad performances, this is beautiful. This is amazing. This is amazing. I had no idea it was this deep or that Eurovision was going to go this direction in this video. This is fantastic. We got dancing and singing pirates.
Lithuania literally submitted this. Surprisingly, they came in 6th place that year. You know,
I was gonna say, like, eventually someone's gonna show up thinking they have the worst song ever, doing some of the dumbest performance you can imagine, and they're gonna like win. They're somehow gonna win, and they're gonna be so mad.
Usually, there's gonna be a bunch of slip-ups and mistakes.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No!
Ireland once sent in a screaming puppet.
Oh, this is fantastic.
The singing
Oh my gosh, and it's like I've never even seen this once, and there's like over 50 years worth of these performances. Oh my gosh.
can get pretty intense.
Oh, that's impressive.
Oh,
in a
and
way.
the lyrics, sometimes they're just genius.
Alcohol. I mean, the pirates were going like, yo ho, aye, aye. And alcohol. I want to have a mustache was another one. What on earth? Oh. Alcohol is free. Alcohol is free. Is that like a political statement? Like, philosophically, alcohol should be free, or are they giving away alcohol for free backstage, or what does this even mean?
One time Finland won with this group.
It's the apocalypse, now make so. All we need is lightning with power.
Oh my gosh. Exactly. They won. Were they trying to win? The costumes are pretty good. I mean, I don't know why you're like showing up as an undead like rock singer, but hey, they won.
Oh, and don't forget, drag queens after winning drag queens. And there was that one time Russia was like, screw it. We're just going to send in a bunch of grandmas baking bread on stage.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God.
And
It is amazing how no matter what is happening on stage, how big and intense the performance and lights and like the camera movements, it's all so epic. No matter what's on stage.
actually got second place. In the end, the Eurovision Song Contest is like Europe's complete musical battle royale that brings in the entire continent, plus some other countries that are not part of their continent.
Yeah.
Which begs the question, do I think the USA should take part in Eurovision? No, absolutely not. For one, we're not part of Europe. Second, we'd probably ruin it. Like, seriously. I'm very doubtful any Europeans would be ecstatic to see an American in a European competition.
That's what I think. I actually completely agree. Like, some things are just meant to be like, it's a European contest. It's been that way forever. Like, it's clearly got its own vibe, its own way of doing things going on that's working really, like, fantastically. There's no reason, like, as an American, like, I get it. We don't have to be a part of everything.
We'd be like that really annoying cousin that your friend brought to your party that you kind of politely laugh at their horrible bad jokes just because you don't want to be confrontational. And when he starts talking to you, you're like, oh yeah? Yeah. Hey, I have to go to the bathroom, but hey, here's Estonia. Have you met Estonia? Yeah. Estonia, US, Estonia. Yeah. Just say hi to each other, and you two.
Yeah, I just wish they would I don't know, maybe America doesn't have the broadcasting rights to this contest. Probably expensive, and American broadcast corporations are like, oh, why should we show this European singing competition anyway? I'm sure that has something to do with it.
You get along, I gotta go to the bathroom. And third, we'd probably never win. I doubt we'd ever get many points, if any at all. I mean, maybe the UK and Ireland would throw some pity points, but nope.
Oh, right, because it's up to other countries to vote for you. That's literally how it works, so we'd be at the whim of European countries, like, to vote for us. Be like, come on, you guys can throw us a couple points, right? Right? Like, instantly eliminated. It's okay. Although, since America has never been part of it, we'd probably host it happily. Consider? Maybe?
Nobody would want an American to win Eurovision.
Yeah.
And if by some miracle we actually did win, it would probably start a bunch of protests and boycotts and inciting World War III, 4, and 5 all at once. So for the safety of the planet, I think it would be best if we sat this one out. So there you go. Eurovision explained by an American. Hope you like this video. Subscribe if you like. Check out Ken on Instagram. He did all the animations for this video. Thank you, Ken. And
wow, I did like that. That was fantastic. That was great. Oh my gosh. By the way, that video was by Geography Now, and I gotta give it a like, because that was fantastic. I'm so happy to learn about Eurovision. This is amazing. They did a great job explaining the history and how the judging works and the participation, but also showed, they did a great job showing me a lot of examples of the madness, the pure chaos that is Eurovision. I never knew. Oh my goodness, there are probably so many amazing clips on YouTube of this. Like, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I didn't even know what this contest was all about before this. So, I'm very pleased, very happy to have learned, and it's more spectacular than I ever could have imagined. I get it. I instantly get it. I am a fan. Oh my gosh, I enjoyed it. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to stuff about Europe, usually about the UK, that I've never seen or talked about before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.